Okay, let's take a look at a couple of software you may want to have in your system in order to practice, especially if you don't have the budget on buying physical equipment like switches, keeping them at home and powering them on in order to have your hands-on experience. All right, so if you don't have the budget to get a 2960 switch, then you can make do with the following software that I'm going to explain. So this section discusses network simulation software, and this software have certain network devices like switches, routers, servers, wireless access points, printers, etc. Think of possibly any network device that you can be found rather in an enterprise network. All right, so we are starting with the free one. We have Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer, let me show you just what it looks like. All right, so this is a Cisco Packet Tracer here, and this is a router. This is a router. We are simulating different offices connecting together, and down here we have a couple of PCs, desktop, laptop. Here is a network switch, and you could click on each of these and log in and be configuring the device as if it's a real device. All right, so that's an overview of what a packet tracer is, and you could see I'm logged into switch 1, and you could learn how to configure a switch, how to configure switching technologies like VLAN, VTP, trunking, etc. All those technologies were covered in the previous video. Okay, so this is just an overview of what a packet tracer is. And how do we get this guy downloaded? Just go online and search for Cisco Packet Tracer. All right, so you're going to see a link where you get them downloaded. So here you could see the Cisco Network Academy is actually the best place to get this software legitimately. All right, though it's a free software, it's not a paid tool. So Cisco Packet Tracer can be used to simulate network configuration, can be also used to have the prepare for exams. So let's say you are preparing for CCNA exam, Cisco Certified Network Associate. So Cisco Packet Tracer is one of those free tools we can use to simulate network, getting to learn all the tricks, all the commands without having to spend on network equipment, the hardware equipment. All right, let's get back to the whiteboard. And another software that is worth mentioning is Graphical Network Simulator 3. Graphical Network Simulator, that is GNS3 for short. And this guy is also a free tool if you are preparing for some advanced certifications in networking like Cisco CCNP, or you are preparing for even CCIE. You could use GNS3. CCNP is the next exam after your CCNA, so Cisco Certified Network Professional. So you might want to use GNS3 because there are some commands that might not be supported in Packet Tracer for CCNP exams. All right, so at the CCNP level, that is a professional level of computer networking, you do expect to be able to do some advanced stuff, and commands to set up this advanced stuff might not be supported in a Cisco Packet Tracer. So if you are looking up, like moving up in the radar of networking, you might give a GNS3 a try. Okay, the website is gns3.net. So once you go to the browser, you type gns3.com, it takes you to this place. You could actually download the software, just create an account and get it downloaded. The software that empowers network professionals. So there are so many capabilities, so many things you can do with GNS3. As a matter of fact, you can connect a GNS3 network to the internet, and the routers and switches you have on the network will be able to access Google, etc. All right, that is the capability of Graphical Network Simulator, aka GNS3. All right, Cisco is not only making the Packet Tracer, which is free, they also have some simulator software that are paid for. All right, there is Cisco Viral. Viral is Virtual Internet Routing Lab. Okay, Cisco Viral, Virtual Internet Routing Lab. So Cisco Viral as well as CML or Cisco Modeling Labs, these are the paid solutions from Cisco in terms of architecting, configuring, and designing enterprise level network. Okay, you want to learn some advanced technologies like MPLS, SD-WAN, SD access, you want to learn technologies like VPN, site to site, remote access, get VPN, all sorts of VPN flavors supported in Cisco site to site VPN. You might want to go for Cisco Modeling Lab or Cisco Virtual Internet Routing Lab. These guys are not free tools, so you spend up to $200 annually to use these software simulators to practice and learn the advanced features in computer networking. You could also connect the different routers and switches and devices that you have in these labs to the real internet, and devices should be able to have access to the internet. All right, so if you go to Cisco, just go online and type Cisco Modeling Lab. So you are going to see a link that takes you to Cisco official sites. So you see that the Cisco Modeling Lab has personal edition, and personal edition allows you to use up to 20 devices in your topology. Okay, but then if you have a need to go beyond 20 devices, you could go for a higher edition. So the higher edition of CML, instead of going for personal, can go for enterprise edition, and that would take up to 40 devices per topology. All right, now let's get back to the whiteboard. And the next is Eve NG. Eve is cool. If you ask me, I will I will pick the ones I use for advanced networking practice at the end of this presentation. So Eve stands for Emulated Virtual Environment Next Generation, right? Emulated Virtual Environment Next Generation. This guy is a cool software that can do anything. You can be a boss in this environment and connect your network to a real computer network, to the internet. Anything is capable with EVE-NG. All right, so you just head over to Google and type Eve, and actually their website is eve-ng.net. So this is the emulated virtual environment for networking engineers, security engineers, and DevOps professionals. All right, so EVE-NG is of two versions. There is Community Edition, which is free, and there is also Professional Edition, which is a paid version of EVE-NG. All right, so EVE-NG is cool. You want to do some cool stuff, CCNP, CCIE stuff, is EVE-NG that you should use. All right, and apart from EVE-NG, we have, as I mentioned, the EVE-NG Community Edition is free, while the Professional Edition is a paid solution. All right, so the next is Boson, right? Boson NetSim. This is a proprietary software, so which means you pay for it. It's going to allow you, as a matter of fact, let's get to Boson webpage so you could see the capabilities of this network simulation software. So on the page down here, you are going to see that this is a network simulator, right? And so it comes with a pack. So if you are getting NetSim for CCNA, that's $179 for single user license. So you are the only one that can run it. And they support 107 CCNA labs. And these are topology and scenarios, different scenarios, configuration requirements, and all that. So you already have the software, and you have the equipment, you have the lab. Your own is to begin to practice and see how to achieve the task of the lab. For bigger level, that is CCNP, the Cisco Certified Network Professional level, here you have the first track on the CCNP, which is the Encore. So the Encore is still $179. All of these are valid for 12 months period. and this has 53 CCNP collabs for practice. All right, and so all those practice will help you to pass one exam, which is the CCNP Encore 350-401 exam. All right, and then we have the specialization certification track in the CCNP, which focuses on advanced routing technologies, and that is CCNP NRC. All right, so the NRC is still $179. This is valid for 12 months, and we are going to get hands-on to 68 NRC labs. And this covers the NRC, CCNP NRC, which focuses on advanced routing and switching exam. All right, so you could see Boson, a very cool software. It gets you, like, it can buy you experience. If you don't have experience in the field and you are practicing here, it's really going to equip you with real world experience. All right, now the last we have on the whiteboard is Core. Core is Common Open Research Emulator. Common Open Research Emulator. This is an open source program. Is being maintained by the US Navy. All right, so if you want to go the open source way, you can go and get Core, and I have the page open here. You could see the web URL. All right, so this is what Core is. It helps you to sketch network topology, routers, and do some advanced routing implementation, and it allows you to connect this logical network to a real network, just like GNS3 and EVNG also does. All right, so these are the simulator or network simulation software. You really don't need to spend the break your bank in order to have a practical hands-on. We have simulation software that could help network like newbies, beginners, to have really a hands-on and see how we can implement some of these technologies that we mentioned earlier under the LAN switching. All right, so this is the network simulation software. If you don't have a budget for getting some of this software, then, and if you're also preparing for entry-level certifications like CCNA, Network Plus, if you are going for some senior level certification like CCNP, then there are some tasks that packet tracer might not be able to handle. So in that case, you have to look the direction of GNS3, Cisco Viral, Cisco CML, and EVE-NG. NetSim from Boson is probably on the high side. Maybe you don't have the budget for that. It's like $179. So if you don't have budget for that, you probably stick to EVE-NG, the community edition, because the professional edition is a paid software, or you stick to GNS3. Okay, all right, these are what we want to cover. My favorite, my best solution here is GNS3 and EVE-NG. These are what I use for advanced networking classes, and it gives you full features of a Cisco switch, a Cisco router, so you'll be able to do some advanced stuff, advanced configuration scenarios in your lab. So I hope this is helpful, and in the next presentation we are going to look at how to set up devices in a in a packet tracer environment, not a GNS3. So see you in the next presentation. Thank you for watching.